Hi, I'm Erin. Today we're going to be doing a class with the assistance or the support of a chair. So if you have a nice sturdy chair, go ahead and grab that and place it at the front of your mat. And we're going to play around with Surya Namaskara A, which is a Sun Salutation with the support of a chair. So we'll mostly be on our feet, but we'll have the chair there for balance. We'll do a couple of seated postures toward the end of our class. And Surya Namaskar is a great series of postures for building heat and strength and stability in our bodies and our foundation through our legs. And we're going to work with the breath as well. So have fun with it, make any modifications or adjustments that you need, and let's begin. So the first pose in Surya Namaskar is mountain pose or Tadasana. So we want to start with our feet at hip distance apart. And Tadasana or mountain pose is not just a pose, it's not just standing and hanging out casually. It's a really strong, lifted, sturdy pose. So we start with our foundation, which is our feet. So I recommend that you take your shoes and your socks off so that you can see your toes. You want to spread your toes nice and wide. Your feet are right underneath your hips. We want to draw energy up from our feet. So we get really strong through our calves. We want those kneecaps to lift. So when we engage our quadriceps, the kneecaps start to lift up. And then we're going to draw our tailbone down. So we want to avoid standing with a sway back or our stomach pushed out, and we want to draw that tailbone down, and we'll tighten up through our core. We're going to get the shoulders directly over the hips. So we have to stand nice and tall. Our arms are going to come alongside the body. The palms face out. Our fingers are active. So again, we're not just hanging out, standing like this. We're standing nice and tall. We're active through our fingers. Our legs are engaged. We're reaching through the crown of the head. We have a nice long neck. And then just close your eyes if you feel balanced. If this is really too challenging on your balance, find a place on the floor to gaze at that's about 1 or 2 feet in front of you. And this is called a dristi. It's a place that we keep our gaze to steady our balance, and your gaze becomes nice and soft. So find a dristi. And then just really tune into the breath. Start to feel all the edges of your feet touching the ground. You can even take a couple little circles, rocking side to side. And then come back to a neutral place. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. Keep those shoulders relaxed. We're just grounding and centering with the breath through our feet, reaching through the crown of the head. And let's add a little movement into our breath work. So on the inhale, reach the arms up overhead for tall mountain. The arms are going to come straight up, wrists right over shoulders, shoulders right over the hips. Nice and lifted. Keep the chin away from the chest. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, hands come down by the side. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Inhale, tall mountain, reach the arms up. If you're feeling balanced, you can even take the gaze up. Exhale, release the hands down by the side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe take the gaze up only if you're feeling balanced. Exhale, hands down by the side. Breath is flowing, we're nice and strong. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms alongside the body. All right, the next pose in our Sun Salutation is Uttanasana or standing forward fold. It's a nice stretch for the hamstrings. It's a nice release for the back. We can use the support of the chair. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead, tall mountain. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the arms alongside the body, and we're going to start hinging at the hips. So we start hinging right from the hips, bringing the chest forward as the arms come off to the side. Okay, so depending on how tight the hamstrings are, we have the chair right here in front of us for support. So we can just take the hands to the chair. Maybe this is our forward fold today. If we're feeling a little more flexible in the hamstrings, maybe we come halfway down. We can keep those legs straight, Or if we want to really stretch out the shoulders with the hands on the chair, we can bend the legs if the hamstrings aren't there yet. The other option is to come all the way into your standing forward fold. You can keep the knees bent and start to rest the hands down on the floor. You can rest your hands on your shins. You can rest your hands on your thighs. You can take opposite hand to opposite elbow and just let your head dangle. You can work on straightening the legs. Okay, so lots of options. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Pick your option and hold it here, working on the breath and just working on the hamstring flexibility. So bring all of your awareness into your hamstrings. Maybe we're just going from here just a millimeter, straightening the legs. Maybe we're right here and we're just working those legs straighter. We're working our chest toward the floor. Lots of options. All right. So wherever you are in your standing forward fold, we're gonna come all the way back up to tall mountain. So if we're holding onto the chair, just give yourself a little push off the chair, reach those arms up overhead, maybe look up to the hands, maybe not, and then come back, mountain pose, Tadasana. All right, so from Tadasana, we're gonna come into a lunge, okay? We'll use the chair as an option. If you took my first chair class, you can always use the chair in your lunge and rest your legs on the chair like so. Okay, but I'm gonna give you the other option just with the chair for the balance in our, or support in our balance, all right? So we have our chair out in front of us. We're gonna come close to our chair, take the hands on top of the chair. We're gonna keep the right foot forward, and we want a really strong standing foundation. So you spread your toes wide, pay attention to that right foot, and we're gonna step that left foot back, okay? So maybe that's just a little ways back, depending on your flexibility. Maybe that's a little more. Wherever you are in your lunge, the primary focus is the knee directly over the ankle, all right? So we're protecting our joints. We don't want it to be too far forward. That's too much pressure on the knee joint. So we want that knee right over the ankle, even if that back foot is right here, all right? So find that lunge that works for you, where you feel like your legs are working and you're getting a stretch at the same time. If you feel really stable and you want to try it, reach the arms up overhead. Takes a lot of balance. That back heel stays off the floor. Otherwise, hands on the chair for support. Hold here for one more breath. You probably feel your legs working really hard right now. This is a very challenging posture to hold. Wherever you are, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Good. And let's flow with the breath. So take your hands down by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, tall mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe we take the hands onto the chair and just come a little ways down. Maybe we come all the way down. Inhale, tall mountain. And exhale, hands alongside the body again, mountain pose. Let's take our lunge on the other side. So this is crescent lunge variation with a chair. So let's step close to the chair, take the hands to the chair. We're gonna keep the left foot forward and we're gonna take the right foot back behind us. Maybe our foot's just right here. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here. It all depends on your body and your flexibility in this moment, and that will change from moment to moment, from day to day, with practice as well. So the most important alignment cue on this side is that knee over the ankle, no matter how deep you are in your lunge, okay? Hands on the chair for support with your balance. Maybe you reach the arms up overhead just for a second, maybe not. With time and practice, as our balance gets better, that is the place we would go next. All right, so just hold here, feel that leg burning, feel the strength building, feel the flexibility building. Take one more breath, and then with just a little leverage from that back foot, step forward. Tadasana, arms alongside the body, and let's flow. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana. Hands to the chair or the thighs or a shin. And bending forward, stretching our hamstrings. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands alongside the body. Take the hands to the chair. Step that left foot back for a lunge. Hold here. And step the left foot forward. Step the right foot back for a lunge. Hold here. And step the right foot forward. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands alongside the body. Good. All right. So we're going to take our chair and we're going to turn it so the seat is facing us. We're going to practice one more standing posture, and then we're going to come to a seat on our chair and do some seated stretches. All right? So the next posture we're going to do is triangle pose with the support of the chair. All right, so we're going to start with our right foot forward. Your toes are going to point directly toward the front of the mat. And then we're going to take our left foot back. And your stance is going to depend on how flexible you're feeling, how open and sturdy you're feeling, all right? So the shorter the stance, the more sturdy and stable you might feel. These back toes are going to point 45 degrees in, all right? So we want to stand up nice and tall, got nice strong legs. Our arms are going to extend to parallel with the earth. So we're building a little heat in our shoulders, we're building strength in our arms. We want to tighten up through our biceps and our triceps and reach through the fingertips. Keep that chest lifted. And maybe we stay here just working on our balance. This is a great place to be, building strength in our arms. Or if you want to come into triangle pose, we start to hinge forward. So we're going to reach toward our chair, and then we're going to take our hand to our chair. All right. So, and if this is too far down, you can take your chair back and you can reach toward the top of the chair. All right. And in triangle, we want to start to open the chest and lift the arm. So we're going to bring that arm straight up overhead, and maybe we start to rotate the chest open and look up. Hold here for another breath. And again, we play with our gaze based on how we're feeling in our balance. So if you're feeling a little less balanced, you look down at the floor for support. If you're feeling a little more balanced, you look up. It takes practice. Come back up, release the arms, and let's switch sides. So I'm not going to be facing you now. The left foot's going to be forward, the right foot's going to step back. Right toes are going to come in at a slight angle, about 45 degrees, and the length of the stance is going to depend on how stable you're feeling. So one thing I didn't say on the other side, to help stabilize you a little bit more, you want your feet on railroad tracks, not one in front of the other, okay? So they're at hip distance apart. You're gonna open your chest and your shoulders, your shoulders and your hips to the side. Extend your arms parallel, tighten up through your legs, stay here nice and strong, building some heat in your shoulders. Just bring your awareness to your breath. And then if you wanna come a little bit deeper into it, start reaching toward your chair. You can reach toward the top side or to the seat. Get stable through your fingertips, and then reach that right arm straight up overhead. Roll that chest open, and maybe look toward the fingertips, or to steady yourself, look toward the ground. Trikonasana triangle pose. Keep breathing. And then come all the way back up. Release your hands. Step forward. Good job. All right, and we'll just continue to work on some standing poses as we move forward in our chair series, all right? But for now, we're gonna close our class with some seated stretches. So go ahead and take your chair. You can just leave it wherever it is, but I'm gonna take mine to face you on my mat here. And go ahead and come down into your seat. All right, so we're gonna take seated pigeon pose, which is a wonderful stretch for the hips. So take that left leg, bring it up on top of the right knee. Sit up nice and tall. We're gonna get really active in this left foot. So maybe your seated pigeon doesn't look like this. Maybe your knee's really high, that's okay. Maybe your foot's a little bit further in, that's okay too. I just want you to feel something in your hip and your glute. Eventually, with time, we're working our shin parallel to the front, okay? So with the support of your hands, wherever you are in your pigeon pose, maybe your pigeon pose looks like this, fine. Just start to gently press the knee down. Gently press it down. We want to feel sensation and a stretch, but no pain. And again, if this is too much on the knee, you can bring that knee a little bit, or that foot a little bit further in. Take one more breath. Enjoy the stretch. Good. Let's take pigeon pose on the other side, seated pigeon pose. Left foot is your foundation. Right foot comes up and over the left knee. It's either here on the knee, maybe it's here, maybe the knee is pressing down, maybe the knee is really high. Okay, we're working the stretch, so wherever you are is great. All right, with the assistance of our hands, we gently press the knee toward the floor. No pain, just sensation, but we do want to feel something. Okay, we're not hanging out, we're working on our flexibility, building our flexibility, working with the breath. So continue to breathe. You can even close your eyes now that you have the support of the chair. All right, and release. We did standing forward fold. Now we're gonna Uttanasana. Now we're gonna do seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. For seated forward fold, depending on the level of your flexibility, you can stay right here with bent legs and we start to hinge forward at the hips. Okay, this might feel like a really immense stretch for your low back. That's great. You can stay right here. If you want to add some hamstrings into it, we'll extend the legs forward. Come to the edge of your chair, extend the legs forward, and start to walk the hands down the legs. So you can use your hands for support. And just come to the edge of your stretch. So it's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different day to day. You just want to feel sensation in your legs, feel sensation in your back. We're building flexibility, and it takes time to build flexibility. We work with the breath. We're opening up the body. Maybe you started here, and maybe you're walking your feet a little bit further forward. You just work the pose. All right, so wherever you are, come back up to a seat, legs at 90 degrees. We're gonna take a twist. So we're gonna take our left forearm and we're gonna bring the left forearm onto our knees. Your palm is gonna face up. And then from here, you're gonna sweep that right arm straight up overhead and maybe look up toward your right fingertips. Now, we're building a little strength in the shoulder. So instead of collapsing into the shoulder like so, I want you to lift out of your shoulder. Reach through the fingertips. Feel that beautiful twist in the spine. Continue to breathe. Good, and let's release and take it on the other side. So we're gonna bring our right forearm onto our knees. Our palm is gonna face up. Avoid hunching into the shoulder. So lift out of the shoulder. It's gonna take some strength to stay lifted like this. Sweep your left arm up, look towards your fingertips. Breathe. Good. And release. All right, come all the way upright. We're going to take some shoulder stretches. So this is called eagle pose in the arms. We're going to reach the arms up overhead. And we're gonna wrap the arms. So the right arm is gonna be on the bottom, the left arm is gonna be on the top. You're gonna cross your elbows. Okay, and maybe this is where we stop today. All right, if we have tight shoulders or we've never practiced this pose, maybe we stop here. If we're feeling like we can go a little bit further, what we're working toward is crossing the hands so that the palms connect. This takes time and this takes practice, okay? So wherever you are is great. Maybe you're here. If you're here, just start to press the backs of your hands towards one another, getting a nice stretch. All right, and let's take eagle in the legs. We're taking the balance out of it, but we're gonna still get this stretch. So our right arm is underneath our left. We're gonna take the right leg up and over the left. Maybe this is where we are today, with the foot reaching down toward the floor, or maybe we start wrapping that foot around the ankle. Okay, so eventually, someday, maybe with time, our eagle looks like this. Maybe today, it looks like this. That's great. I just want you to feel the stretch. And let's release, and we'll take it on the other side. So take the right foot to the floor. Reach both arms up overhead. Feel that nice, expansive stretch after we've been all bound up. And we're gonna take the left arm underneath the right. The right arm is gonna come up and over. We're gonna cross the elbows. Maybe this is where we are today. That's fine. We're pressing the backs of the hands towards one another. Maybe we continue to wrap and the palms of the hands connect in front of our face. Okay, wherever you are is great. We're gonna take the left leg up and over the right. And again, maybe we're right here for our eagle pose today. If we can, we wrap the knees, and the knees are right on top of each other. And maybe if we go even further, the toe comes around the ankle. This took me many, many years to get this position. So don't feel frustrated if you're not there yet. If you're here, that's great. We're just working and building flexibility. So just start pressing those the backs of the hands towards one another and start reaching that knee a little bit further forward. Take one more breath. And release. Good. We're gonna take a side bend. So reach your arms up overhead. We're gonna take arrow mudra above our head. So for arrow mudra, a mudra is just a hand position. We're gonna interlace the fingers. We're gonna release the index fingers so they're touching and the thumbs are crossing, okay? Reach your arms up overhead, arrow mudra. Squeeze your biceps towards your ears. This should feel like work right here, keeping those arms lifted. Maybe they're bent, that's okay. We're working towards straight arms. And then we're gonna side bend to the right. So start to side bend to the right. And again, you can have your gaze on the floor, or you can lift it up toward the sky. Keep those biceps by the ears. Stay engaged through your core. Come back to center, keep your arms just like they are. Side bend to the left. Gaze is either on the floor or maybe up toward the sky. Squeeze the biceps by the ears. Enjoy the stretch. You should feel a nice stretch in your right ribs. Your breath is coming into your right lung. And come all the way back up. We're just gonna take a mini back bend. So look up, you might not even be able to see it. And then start to reach your fingers back behind you. You can barely see mine. Depends how tight your shoulders are. And release. Good. All right, so let's close our practice with some Robin's breath, a beautiful pranayama that just connects the breath and the mind and the body. And then we'll close. All right, so inhale both hands to heart center. Exhale, hands come straight forward. Inhale, blossom your arms, lift your chest. Exhale, chin to chest, hands come together. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, hands come forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more round on your own. Hands back to heart center. With your eyes closed, rest the backs of your hands on your thighs, palms face up. Breathe slow and steady. And blink the eyes open. And bring hands to the heart. It's been a pleasure and an honor to teach you Surya Namaskar. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. Namaste.